What's up, my loves? It's your girl Diamond. I'm back with an all new episode of Porsha Family Matters. Let's get into it. So, Lauren and Londi meet up and they have a conversation about the retreat and also the barbecue. How they thought it was weird how everybody was crying and praising Simon. Then, just going out of their way of trying to paint Dennis out to be more of a villain while giving Simon and Porsha a complete angel saint reward because it's still kind of weird though, you know what I'm saying? Because while yes, Dennis did was messed up, but at the same time, it doesn't absolve Porsha. It doesn't absolve Simon sitting there as at that time a legally married man, and Porsha getting engaged to him so quickly. It still doesn't. There's some holes missing with that. So then, we're going through the family tree. On Porsha's father's side, we got Londi, Lauren, Aunt Liz. On her mother's side, we got her mom, Darlene, and Stormy, and Grandma. Those are her mother's side, and Lonnie just deciphers the two. How the two came from different styles, traditionals, one's southern, one's not, and I guess just the glossiness that they want to paint over how Portia's life is going. It's just to say we're happy, and not try to question it, which is pretty questionable, and it's pretty like weird how y'all really hear co-signing this shit. Okay. So we're talking about, what to expect from the retreat, and Lauren's mom comes in and wants to know, don't you think it's a little weird? I mean, usually when someone gets engaged, it takes some years, right? The way Porsha did it, she just decided, and then everybody's going along with it. Nobody really wants to give their actual honest input about how it works. So her mom said, I believe it's because for Darlene, Diane, and Grandma Iona, Porsha is their entire world. So Porsha is the center of where their happiness is. And as long as she's happy, they're not going to question it. But when it comes to Mama Gina and Dennis, they have to look at it from his perspective and see how he feels. And also see where Mama Gina feels about how you guys are literally just swaying y'all feelings towards it just to say we're happy for you, Porsha. We could be happy for you, Porsha, but it's just wanting to know, is this what you really want? So just going through the itinerary for the retreat, we got some family friends coming. Don, who was a assistant hired by Lauren that works for Porsha, doesn't work with her anymore, has been very good friends. Then just wanting to be certain that Dennis is included, because Lauren and Londi definitely felt for Dennis in that moment. They felt awkward, they felt bad for him, and they want to make sure that Dennis is a part of this family too, and he deserves to be treated with nice. He deserves to be respect, even though what he did was fucked up. But we still like Dennis, okay? We know Dennis, and we don't want Dennis to be out here hurt over what's going on. So Lauren and Londi plan to invite Dennis, but the only way that that's going to work is if they get his Versace robe. He asked about it last episode, I want my Versace robe. So they want to come up with a plan to get him to come so he won't say no. So Lauren plans to get the other assistant, Lauren W., who works for Porsha, to be as a decoy to distract Porsha while she's in the kitchen cooking PJ some breakfast, to go upstairs and get Dennis' stuff. So as they're sneaking in, obviously Lauren is wearing heels that she can't be clicking and clacking, so she took them off. She walks inside and she cannot believe how much stuff that that Porsha has that are still Dennis's. Like, if you're over him, why do you still have his stuff? Give him his stuff back. Lauren said, when I break up with an ex, I instantly send their shit right back. I don't want it. Return to sender. So Porsha is cooking a Nigerian breakfast for Simon. And she's asking her mother to help her cook, and then she told Diane that Lauren suggested that Mama Gina comes along as well as Dennis, even though the trip was supposed to be about the women in Porsha's family to heal, to resolve issues, but then it ended up being an entire family reunion because Dennis is coming, Mama Gina is coming, and also Simon will be coming too, because Porsha's talking about being a blended family, but she's not blending in the right people or blending the important people that is a part of this. So she's going to talk to him about it and seeing how it's working. So Diane definitely feels some type of way about what happened at the barbecue. between Mama Gina and her mom. She felt like Mama Gina went too hard or been disrespectful or came out of her neck at her mother about checking her on not trying to throw Dennis out there as being a cheater, a playboy, or in the streets. And that wasn't what it was. But Diane, it kind of was. That was supposed to be an introduction to Simon in the family, not to sit there and drag Dennis for fucking up what he got, and this is the repercussions, and still overlook what we're looking at right here. You guys have not did what we wish you guys would have do. Can we go to Porsha? We get it. Dennis fucked up. That is completely understandable. But yet, let's look at Porsha, who's sitting next to a legally married man who got engaged less than 2 months. You don't think that's desires some answers? Again, like, and I never in that scene didn't think that Mama Gina came out of her neck at your mother. I don't think so. I just think she just wanted to check the fact that don't put my son out there. I get it. My son has his faults. He's made mistakes, but let's not do that. Let's not throw him out to be the bad sheep. Let's not throw him out to be the one, the bad child, the bad seed. Let's not do that. See, if he's the main one that has been acting inappropriately in this relationship, let's not do that. So that's why Mama Diane is probably like, leery about coming, I guess. But yeah. So Simon comes over, they kiss, I guess, and cooking you a Nigerian breakfast. And then Simon is gushing over the fact that there's another woman who cares about, a woman he has never encountered before that cares about his well-being and how his welfare is important over what he can do for her. And as she says, I'm cooking a Nigerian breakfast, he said, what's it called? When I Google Nigerian breakfast, I'm going to say, what's it called? You didn't know what she was cooking? A recipe has a name. A culture of a food has a name, Porsha. Why didn't you know the name? And in the end, she ended up making a very spicy omelet and some plantains. That was it. I don't know Nigerian food like that, but from what I can tell, she made a spicy omelet with plantains and bacon. That was it. So Diane brings up the conversation, or brings up the topic of how do you feel about going to the retreat, or how you feel about Dennis coming and you are coming too. He said it's good. You guys are in a co-parent situation, so this should be good. Yep. I already said that. But then when Diane told Simon about not being sure because of Mama Gina, Simon says it's good for her to come because maybe it's time for her to get a lead of what's going on and accept reality and not be on the outside. I said, what you mean accept reality? Accept reality what? That she is the only, other than Lauren and Lonnie, literally looking at with clear vision, not rose-covered glasses, blurring the lines of what we see in front of us. We mean reality. Why is Simon throwing some middle shade towards Gina and Dennis? He's going to do it to Dennis too, watch. With the remainder of this video. Why is he throwing shade at them as if they're the ones that is trying to paint them out to be a bad way? No, because there's nothing painted bad about what Gina and Dennis is seeing. Simon, you are a legally married man engaged to a woman who you met through a friend. Who you said you met because of a mutual friend, Dennis. You are engaged to a woman that was on a show that you wanted your ex-wife to be on. And now you're dating her. You're engaged to her. Please tell me. Nobody can paint that any way than what has already been showed us on the screen. Lots of holes, lots of fugazi that needs to be addressed. So nobody else is coming out of nowhere with this reality. And it's not even the fact of Mama Gina think there's some hope for Dennis and Porsha to get back together. It's just from what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a girl who is the mother of my granddaughter, engaged to a man she's known for less than 2 months, versus than her trying to get back together with my son last year. Something is missing. I'm going to move on. So Lauren and Lonnie arrived, I think, at Dennis' restaurants with one of his furs to get his attention. And he said, did you get my Versace robe? So they told him, listen, we got your robe, but we want to know that you're coming to Mexico. He said, for what? Well, we need you to come. Hell no, I ain't going. Why I need to go? Well, we need you to come. And we're not going without an answer. But did you get my Versace robe? We're not going to give you your robe until you come to Mexico. He says Mexico is going to be Mexico. That's what's going to happen when I'm around Porsha's family. Nothing gets resolved. Nothing gets healed. And don't you think it'll be kind of weird, though, for me coming out there and Porsha's all kissing and hugging and Simon and I'm by myself? Don't you think that'd be kind of weird? Well, because they don't know what happened at the barbecue to happen at the retreat. And then it'll be a healing opportunity. We're doing this for the sake of Pilar. And he's like, I think about it. So Lauren is packing, and her daughter wants it to be known and put on notice. Are we going to the beach? She said, yeah. No meditating. Not on my watch. I want to have fun. I want to go to the beach. I want to go to some sun. I don't want no I'm young, red cank yo. I don't want that. So then we see Aunt Darlene and Storm. They're packing. Storm wants to hang out more with Porsha because Porsha's been a big sister to her. Darlene wants it to be an opportunity for her and Storm to get closer. So Gina and Dennis are at a crystal shop to get some crystals for the trip. And she's telling her about the lunch she had with Porsha and how she brought up how Porsha might have not cheated on Dennis when they were together. Dennis didn't know nothing about it. He didn't know about this conversation. Why didn't you tell me? Because she wanted to be sure. And then, of course, I'm sick and tired of people that I'm around is parading Porsha like she's innocent, but she's not. Dennis knows that. But with her mother, her cousin, her aunt, her grandma, would they ever come to light and say Porsha's not perfect? I don't know. And while that's happening, another conversation of the same thing between Porsha and her mother. How they're talking about the lunch, talking about the trip, and also how Gina told her that I heard you cheat on Porsha, you cheat on Dennis. And she said, where'd you hear it from? She said, from you. Mama Diane said, what? I never said that. How dare she? I've never told her nothing like that. I don't like that at all. So Porsha stepped in with, see, this is why the treat needs to happen, so we can now see who want to work on this relationship, who wants to be here to resolve issues. And if you're not, then you can go ahead and exit stage left and we could be where we at. So now that definitely puts Diane on much more of a watchful eye on Gina and how she's moving. But at the same time, Gina knows what's going on with Porsha and Dennis. I mean, she did. She's not stupid, but yet it's just this whole thing about trying to parade around. Dennis is this ain't shit ass dude, and Porsha is just this angel, and it's not. It is not the case. But of course, Dennis reaffirms her and said, first of all, we're going to get to the bottom of this, and then we're going to squash it. Don't know why we're in the past, but this is for PJ. Remember what we're here for PJ. So Auntie Liz is packing, and she meets Mama Gina, and she said, I like Mama Gina. We could be really good friends. I mean, we're only the ones I think we're close in age, other than Simon. I straight cackled. I laughed so hard. I had to rewind it more than once because it was so funny. And then they did the ages. Auntie Liz is 70. I think Mama Gina is 61 or 62. And Dennis is 57. I said, oh, okay. So obviously everybody's getting into the cars to go to the airport. And then we find out Diane is not here. She said she couldn't make it. She had a whole lot of pain and couldn't move. I said, that's interesting. You had all this energy to set Gina straight on if you think and if you believe, excuse me, speaking out of your character, putting words in your mouth, making you say what you didn't say. And the whole getting her, confronting her about how you think she treated your mother at the barbecue. But yet you not make it. I find it funny, though. I find it extremely convenient because whether or not Mama Gina is lying or not about it, I would definitely think you would want to come and set it straight. This was supposed to be about a retreat for healing, right? Get some secrets out. Not secrets, but get some secrets out. Get some truth that you haven't really acknowledged yet, that you didn't want to, confront yet. So this was supposed to be a time. So I'm just finding it a little leery on how you had all this energy to set it straight and yet you didn't want to show up. You had all this pain. Okay. So then Blondie is making sure that she brought the robe and also checking on Dennis to see if he's making it. He said, I'm going to make it. Leave me alone. So while they made it to... While they made it to the airport, Dennis still arrived because he did not want his mother to be by herself while dealing with Porsha's family. And he did not want that on his watch. I am not mad. Defend your mom at all costs. So they're glad he came. And while on the other car... Porsha tells Stormy that Don was arriving and he was complaining about carrying Porsha's baby daddy robe. And she said, what robe? Whose robe? Your baby daddy's robe. Okay, where'd that come from? So they want to know where the robe is coming from. Why is it here? And we get to the bottom of it because he told her on the flight. So we get to the hotel. The hotel's beautiful. We got Mayan dancers dancing around them, giving them drinks. So Lauren gives them room assignments. Portia and Simon share a 2 bedroom. I believe Storm and the aunt share a single, and Lauren, Londi, and Dennis share a 3 bedroom suite. And they're about to get prepared for dinner. Dennis don't want to share with them. He wants his own room because he's about to invite a female over, and I don't think he should be wrong for doing that. It's not wrong to me. And he said, I don't want to share a room with my sister-in-law, my ex-sister-in-law, and my cousin. I don't want to do that on my own room. And then he feels like they want to keep an eye on him for the sake of protecting Porsha. Are y'all working for Porsha? Why you guys have to keep an eye on me when I'm here? Why can't I do my own thing? I'm a grown ass man. Why not? So then Lauren admitted that the reason why she doesn't want Dennis out of her sight because she doesn't want him to do anything that's going to make Porsha upset about maybe he bringing a girl on the trip or him doing this or him doing that. But I felt like, why should she care? Why does Porsha care about what Dennis is doing? She has not even control, but she shouldn't have no interest or care about what Dennis is doing in his own time. Granted, this trip is about family, healing, coming together for PJ, but he's still a grown ass man. And how is it fair for him to see you moved on? You're praying around a whole other man in front of him, and he can't find another woman or something in between that time? Not fair. Not fair. And I hate that Lauren is definitely in a battle of making sure that Dennis is treated fairly, but also she's battling making sure Porsha is not upset, is not angry, is not complaining, or is not wondering where the hell is Dennis going. Is Dennis finding women? Like, why do you care? You're an engaged woman now. So while Lauren, Londi, and Dennis are going around their room, they find out Lauren got the best room. She has a upstairs patio, a really big pool, and Dennis strips down. Well, he keeps his underwear on, and then he tosses Lauren in the pool. He jumps in. I kind of thought it reminded me of Apollo and Kenya, but it didn't give me that chemistry vibe between Lauren and Simon and Lauren and Dennis. They definitely have a brother and sister relationship. I can definitely feel that. And he said that's what you get for having the best room. And Lauren don't want nobody to know. This is what I don't find fair. Why does Lauren have to hide what she does? Why does Lauren have to hide what she gifted herself? Because throughout the process of getting towards this trip, she was giving everybody all the information and giving everybody the the importance and the healing that's going to come on this trip. But yet she felt like the trip could be a healing moment for me too. I might need this more than everybody. And she does. So I don't know why she should doubt herself or keep a secret that she got the biggest room or the best style of room away from Porsha. As if Porsha can afford her own suite. Hell, Simon can buy her an upgrade. So I don't know why Lauren has to lower herself to not make it seem as if she is the star of the trip. But this was her idea. So since this was her idea, she definitely should enjoy the spoils of what she planned to do. So while everybody's getting ready, Simon has a text message or a phone call from potential work to come on a trip. Don't miss the flight. Make sure you bring something sexy. And there's that. Portia's having a conversation with Simon about the trip. And Simon brought up how usually when it comes to family trips, it be family, not other people. Porsha said, what other people? He said Pilar's father and grandmother. I said, you can't say Dennis's name? You should know her grandmother's name is Mama Gina. Why are you saying as if you just met these people for the first time? You haven't. You've been around quite a few times, especially around Dennis when it comes to PJ. Why are you saying Pilar's father and grandmother? Porsha, are you sure that Dennis and Simon met? Because the way that Simon is trying to act as if Dennis is not a factor, not someone he should want to get to know, should get to know. The fact that he just did not call his name and just said Pilar's father, I didn't like that, and you didn't correct him. I feel how you feel about what Dennis did to you, but don't let him belittle Dennis's character like that by calling him Pilar's father. Say Dennis. Her father's name is Dennis, okay? And just basically, making sure everybody's fine. We all coming here with respect and love. We should be continuing to do that. Because I want you as her stepfather and her father to get along and, be a family to her. I guess. So everybody's getting dressed. Um, yeah. As they're walking in, they're sitting down. The head of the advisor, Elena, she's telling them to do a self-awareness, self-affirmation, wash over all the energy, get in your spirit. And with this Florida water, you clap 3 times and you say your intentions. Everybody said, um, what's this? What they say? What they say? They say abundance, wealth, health, good living, richy relationships were real. And then it said this Florida water smell like my granddaddy cologne. Y'all ain't fooling me. So while everybody was, getting all the energy out, Porsha couldn't see anything because her spirit was smoky, meaning that she wanted to confront the truth that she wishes that it didn't take this long for her to do, or wasn't ready for her to confront yet. About the robe, she brings up the robe and how, my assistant tells me that he's carrying around my baby daddy's robe, and I'm wondering why is that? Is Don trying to stir a mess? Lauren said, don't blame Don. It was me and Londi, because this was the way for us to get Dennis out here, was to have him, was for us to say we got his robe in order for him to get here. So Porsha definitely overreacts about, you went in my house and took a robe. Why you going in the house and took a robe? Dennis's robe. Why would you do that? Because it was his robe. It's his robe. It's his belongings. Why are you so mad about the robe being taken? And even Mama Gina said, this is for a robe? A robe. So then Porsha tries to make it seem as if Dennis did not want to come here on a genuine note, or try to make it important for what this trip is about, and how he needed to be blackmailed into having a robe coming in. And if he wanted to be here like that, then he shouldn't have the robe. But it's his robe. It's his robe, and it did not need to be this dark for you to think that Dennis wasn't going to come for the importance of family being here, all because he couldn't get his robe. That's not fair. And he said, I'm not going to be bamboozled into coming on a trip just to get my robe back. I know what's important here. Porsha is just overreacting as usual. So then, it's still like, she's still mind-boggling about how the importance of this trip, and it's a trigger for me, it's a trigger for me, it's a trigger for me, and da-da-da, and da-da-da. And then the virus was like, you keep saying trigger. What's the root? The fact that Dennis is pulling strings behind the scenes and is trying to make it seem as if he is not wanting to be a part of this process. He's trying to make it do this and do that. And of course, Dennis is like, girl, bye. You're not doing that. It's because you don't have control. That's why. Since it wasn't ran by you on how Dennis wanted to come, or how you wanted Dennis to come, you don't like how it went. But Porsha, you told Lauren at that session she had for you that you wanted Dennis to come, but Lauren has to come up with a way to invite Dennis and Mama Gina on a trip. You told her to find a way to invite him. That was the way to invite him. And Lauren said, I am not upset. Like, I don't care if Porsha's mad about how I got Dennis is here. You wanted him here, now he's here. Deal with it. And that's the fact, So while Porsha is still going on and on about the disingenuous way of Dennis is coming here, Stormy pops up and said, but it's the principal. It's the principal. So Lonnie checks Stormy and say, you're not in it. You don't know what it's about. You don't know what it's about, and why are you chiming in on things? And that even Dennis was co-signing with Lonnie, because Stormy apparently doesn't know the full story behind it, and she hasn't said it in 2 years. Why is she talking now? And Lundy wanted to reaffirm Porsha how it was not like that, because she thinks this is a game. She said it's not a game. What happened at the barbecue was a game. So no, the barbecue was emotional. No, it wasn't. It wasn't emotional, because you had your grandma over here talking bad about Dennis in front of Simon, and you don't think that was weird? How everybody is trying to come up and tell Dennis who he bring. It's not too late, but it's too late. You do this, you do that. If I was Dennis and Mama Gina, I wouldn't come around again after that, because that was weird. It's not a game. So, yeah, Stormy said, but it wasn't weird for me. It wasn't weird for me. Stormy, shut up. It was already weird about how you wanted to cape for Porsha by saying how all the men she's been with, we've never seen her vibe as much as she did with Simon. Girl, bye. So everybody's going back and forth, especially to try to tell Porsha it wasn't about the robe, because she keeps on talking about this damn robe as if the robe is a right for her to not say it. Granted, should have Blondie and Lauren came to you and said we want Dennis's robe back, would you have saying yes? Hell no. You would have had a whole entire fit, but those are not yours. That's Dennis's belongings. It should go back to the rightful owner, which is Dennis. He doesn't live there. He doesn't habitate there. He has his own place. You're about to move on with Simon. Give him his shit back. Oh my God, I can't. So apparently we're going to the whole breakdown of Stormy, because Simon knew Stormy before he knew Porsha. She used to work for him as his host, but her work ethic and her performance got her fired, and it's been like evil eye to him ever since. But then Stormy reiterated a story by saying Dennis was too flirtatious with her, and she don't do old men, and that wasn't cool. But then come to find out, Stormy lied, and then Porsha cut her off, but yeah, she brought her back in, and it's still been like, rah, rah, rah every time it's being talked about. So it's kind of like, girl, Porsha, you pay anybody to just cater for you when you know they lied about someone who... Okay. So at the same point in time, it's just going back and forth because it's stupid. All this over a damn robe. Even Mama Liz was like, this is for a robe? Why is Porsha upset over a robe? It's Dennis's robe. It's not yours. All you guys are behaving like children. And the level you guys are supposed to reach has been to a new low. Even Auntie Liz before that, she told Dennis to keep his head up high. Don't let nothing else sway you from what this trip is about. It's about healing. It's about manifestation. It's about moving forward. That's what this trip is about. So at the same time, Londi is going back and forth with Storm by saying, girl, sit down. Girl, goodbye. You don't know nothing. You don't know the full story. Just sit down. So that causes Storm to stand up and say, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Londi looked at her and like, girl, bye. And went back to her food. And I'm like, do it, Londi, because all this... all this, not necessary. Even Dennis told her, you're not Porsha, because it was noted that she's like a mini Porsha. She pops off whenever she wants to. So after that, still about the damn robe. Nope, it's not about the robe. And that's when Lauren says, "Love, it's not about the robe. It's not about the robe. If someone misses robe again, you're going home." And that's when it ended it. Just like that. Because I was like, I was mind boggled. And then, of course, the restrictions, or what's the word I'm trying to find? Something that it's kind of like whatever Porsha doesn't like, she doesn't want it to be around her. But y'all, that's it. I can't wait for the next episode because we're gonna get more into it. And blah, I'm blanking. But that's it, you guys. That's all I have. Please stay tuned for the next video, and I'm gonna see you guys later. Bye.